Alright, speak just so I know your audio is actually working.
Hello? Is it working?
I'm just waiting for it to
Alright.
come through on the stream. Alright. Okay, it's working.
Alright.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome along then to ABS Tier 1 here at a very wet and windy, I don't know if it's windy, but a very wet Silverstone circuit. And are you speaking, Adam?
No.
Are you saying something?
No?
Oh, okay, I think it's an echo.
Oh.
It's not like loud, it's just kind of quiet, and I thought you were speaking.
I'll sort out my mic. Give me a second. Is that better?
Alright. Wait. I think it is. I think it is working.
Yeah,
Wait, no,
okay.
I can still hear myself.
Wait, let me...
I think it might have just got worse.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, I can't say that. I don't have him as a friend. Oh, man. Struggles. And yeah, the sun's straight. Apologies to the people watching. Just sorting out some technical difficulties. Ooh. Okay, Adam hasn't joined back. He loves. Actually, I think he's doing more than just like he might be turning off his Xbox, but I'm not sure. Right then, well, as you can see here, folks, we are at a very wet Silverstone, so not sure if it's real life weather or not, but it's certainly looking like real life weather because if you do live in the UK, then well, I'm not sure about everywhere in the UK, but certainly where I am, it's been raining non-stop for the past few days. But yeah, so bad F1 opinion in the Williams. Currently the only driver to have set a lap time. There will be more coming soon, as TRT Seed now goes ahead of him by about 4 or 5 tenths, and Sam Cole in third by about 48 milliseconds. Hello, Adam. Can you? Is it working now? He's connecting. Brilliant. Always Kagoda now goes fastest with a 35.3. So Red Bull looking the strongest of the times that have been set so far with a 1 and 3. As someone's gone off. That's one of the racing points, I believe. That is not Yao F1. And there is no echo now, so I think it's fixed.
Alright, cool.
As Polo God now goes fastest by 2 tenths. The driver that won last week. Clearly still on form here at Silverstone, but beaten by RXR Reese and Jack, actually.
Yeah.
So
Both of them dipping into the 134s there. Good lap times from both of them. Only 2 in the 134s at the moment, so hopefully we should see more times drop as the session goes on.
yeah, we are still very early into the session, so things can change, especially in the wet conditions. But yeah, very tricky circuit in the wet, I would say, especially if you run not many assists, which a lot of the drivers don't. So yeah, as FRA LMG goes into the top 3, just ahead of RXR Reese.
Seems to be a little bit of mishap down at turns, well, the proper turn 1, the big braking zone. Seems to have cleared now, so FRA LMG can get on his way.
Shungus just had a massive crash.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear. Nearly flipped over. But yeah, that is him definitely out of the session. So not a great start for I think he's on his debut. So
yeah, he
debut
is.
in tier 1 at least. Yeah, so something happened at the first couple of corners. You said De Smurfen got disqualified.
Yeah, I think there was
So
contact down there between a few drivers or something. Luckily, they got out of the way in time for FRA LMG to go out, as he's now invalidated his lap on the eggs of Cops. Jack Lang well out the way there. Sportsmanship from both of these drivers, and in fact the whole grid. I haven't seen any proper blocking so far between drivers, so this is good to see.
yeah, showing the high level of well, just I don't know what I'm
Caliber
saying.
of
The higher,
drivers. Yeah,
yeah, that's it. That's the word.
yeah.
In this tier, so it's what we like to see. As Corey Marshall's gone into the top 2 now, which I didn't point out, and he's going for another lap. So quite a few drivers going for more than one lap
Yeah.
without pitting.
I think it takes
So
some
these
time.
inter tires don't wear too much, so it's doable.
Take some time to get the real levels of heat into the dyno, because obviously with the wet, tires are going to be cooling down rapidly on those straights. So the more you can get them heated up over doing multiple laps, maybe it'll do a little bit of wear, but in the long run, temperature is more important.
Yeah, in the wet conditions, temperature is definitely very, very key. So yeah, that is what the drivers are attempting to do. But GSR Aid in the top 5 now. Driver who we had a little bit of mishap with before the start. Got kicked from the session. I didn't do that. But, I mean, I promise I did actually not do that. Because I saw the name that I was kicking. It said TRT Danny. And I'm sure I kicked Danny, not GSR Aid. But,
I have a
yeah,
theory about
I don't
that
know.
actually. I think what might have happened is Danny's left on that other account, and then obviously next driver up or down or something was GSR Aid and might have kicked him by accident, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that could have been it. Whatever happened, it ended up with GSR Aid being removed from the session, and we had to start a new lobby.
Yeah, only a
Much
slight
to
delay.
the unhappiness to all the drivers that have got TSRL or WOR after this league. So yeah, it was a couple of angry people, and it definitely wasn't helped by the people spamming the gifs in the Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah, just shows how professional we are here at ABS. It's bad if one opinion goes for a spin at turn 1 and just about avoids the barrier, so he will be able to keep going in this session as the other Haas of V2 Combat has now retired, so love to see that. I'm sure the Haas team principal is really not enjoying this. Oh wait, that's me. So yeah,
FRA
not fun things.
FRA LMG on pole there with a 134.2 to separate himself very nicely from the Ferraris.
Yeah, nice lap there from the Mercedes driver. Currently class of the field, but we'll have to see if the 2 Ferraris, mainly Jack, you never know, Corey Marshall could come into it as well, but we'll have to see if they can challenge that 34.2. But they're currently a couple of tenths adrift, so see if they can make that up in the closing stages of this session. 7 minutes left on the clock, so we are, well, how long? It's an 18 minutes, so yeah, we're just about past halfway in this qualifying session, and we should see the lap times start to pick up a fair bit.
Yeah, although some drivers are struggling now with track limits, as I see quite a few invalidations coming up on the map when spectating a few. So just be careful of the track limits. And I think that also is going to play a huge part in the race today. So obviously you want to stay clean, make sure you're just keeping out of those penalties, and obviously you could be right next to someone and just beat them at the line, but if you've got a 3 second and they haven't,
it can make the difference between a race win or a loss. So yeah, definitely crucial not to get too many penalties. I think most of the drivers in this on this grid, as Polo God goes second fastest, I think most of the drivers are pretty good at keeping within the track limits most of the time. Obviously, a quali lap is a bit more high pressure and intense, so sometimes you can make mistakes, and go off the track slightly. But during the race, I think a lot of the drivers are thinking more about the long run, so they'll be less ambitious with the track limits.
Conservative with the tyres as well. You got.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the word, conservative.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a dry race, so won't be seeing any use of the intermediates or wets. Well, we're not seeing any wet tyres now anyway, but we won't be seeing any inters, that's for sure. Yeah, so what is the weather in this? Is it scripted or is it real life?
I think it's real life. But I think it starts out wet and then ends up dry. But no, I don't know if they've done it as wet for quali, which obviously they've done. But I don't know if the wet continues into the start of the race or not. So.
Well, I was host, so I know what the weather is exactly, and I can tell you that the race is dry throughout, as Jack has actually gone for a spin right after he's gone fastest.
Oh, someone straight lined it down at turn 1.
What's
One
that?
of Ferraris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
Jack.
barriers as well. Oh, it's Jack. Oh, yeah, that's what I. Yeah, I thought so. Just realised Rossi's doing tier 1.
Yeah, there was
Very,
a few vacancies today, so had to invite.
Yeah, I saw Jav asking the tier 2 drivers if any of them wanted to race. Unfortunately, I couldn't say yes because I'm busy doing other things, which is why you're hearing my voice right now.
What other things are you
And
doing, Chris?
I'm commentating tier 1, so it would have been quite difficult to drive while commentating, and add that to the fact that well, I'm currently slow is the only way I can put it. So yeah, and even with full concentration, not very fast, so commentating while driving would be a big struggle, I think. It's proving a bit of a struggle for Rossi as well, because he's not doing too great right now. Down in 15th, so
it's not really looking
probably would have seen him a bit higher up if he was on controller still, but yeah.
The confidence in his throttle, I'm just looking at, because obviously he's got the front wing as well, that damaged. But he doesn't look too confident at all on that throttle pedal now that he's had a little bit of a spin. Locking up the brakes as well going into the pit entry.
I would say some of that is probably due to the fact that it's wet though, because
yeah,
obviously it's quite difficult driving in the wet on the wheel. I would say it's quite a bit easier on controller. You on controller or wheel, Adam?
I'm on wheel.
Oh, okay. So am I.
I mean, it helps in those situations where you need the massive traction zones, like, for example, turn 1, Baku. No, not Baku. Bahrain, that's it. That's a very useful pad track because you get the extra traction in those, in that peripheral.
Yeah, Bahrain, a very difficult track to do on the wheel. It's well, if you're running no ABS, it's lock up central.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't remember what corner it is called, but the double left-hander, that's just I can never not lock up through that. So yeah, definitely not fun. But I was lucky. I was luckily enough not to get lapped in the tier 2 race, so that was nice. And I didn't spin once, so big wins. Yeah, we are in the last 2 minutes of the session now, so drivers will be going out for their final laps as TRT Immortal has left the session. I have a history with him. I don't think he likes me very much. But
I'll invite him back.
So yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a lot more TRT drivers.
Yeah, it's a new esports team. They've been recruiting quite a lot. I know Smurf's one of them. Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never actually heard of them up until I saw Immortals change his name, because it was Immortals F1 before. Now it's TRT Immortal. But no matter what the name, I don't think he likes me, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only one man
Bad
at the
history.
moment in the 133s. Jack with a 133.9 currently on his outlap, hoping to improve the times a little bit.
Yep, FRA LMG not too far behind though, only a couple, well, less than a tenth behind him. So it should be close between these two, as FRA LMG is starting his lap now. I think Jack will be pretty hard pushed to make it to the line, to be honest. He doesn't seem in much of a rush, so...
No. I don't know why he's not.
To be honest, I don't think he'll make it. Nah. I think he's definitely too far back from there.
Yeah, you can't do that in
And
20 seconds. 10 seconds, sorry. I wasn't looking at the timings properly.
Yeah, no chance. And Corey Marshall has also been invalidated, so he's not going to be going any faster. Reese is on an outlap, so he's not going to make it to the flag, so that's his session done. Oh,
this
maybe
is
we
heartbreaking.
have a timing lap. A timing glitch, sorry.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That could be it. That could be why Jack is not in a rush, because he hasn't got the checkered flag next to his name. So, alright then. I guess we will have a fight for pole position then. I don't know how long is actually left. But
2 minutes
yeah.
35 at the moment.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah, that's... Alright. Okay.
Yeah, so he started
makes-
this lap now.
Okay. Alright, so, first, as Corey Marshall's invalidated, but I think he's on an out lap. But, yeah, I think he is. Reese is on an out lap, so he'll be starting a lap time. So, I think the first of the big guns to, finish their lap will be FRA LMG. So, into the final few corners he goes, very slippery out of the final corner. And across the line, and it will be... Let's see. And it's onto pole position. Oh my god, that's a big crash.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next driver to come
TRTCs
across the line will
sat
be
in the
Sam
middle.
Cole. So let's see if he can improve. Where does he put his car as he loses the car? Across the line, it goes fifth fastest for Sam Cole in the other Mercedes. Who is the next driver going to cross the line? I believe it's Tack. He is not going any faster than 13th. And now we've got a massive pile up in the final few corners. Next driver to come across the line will be Notsial F1. So let's see, can he elevate himself up? No, he can't. Stays 18th fastest. It will be Kagoda next across the line. Loses it across the line into the wall. 7th fastest for Kagoda. We're developing a bit of a trend here. Because we got a bit of a, well, we got half the grid on the start line. But the next driver to come into the final few corners and then across the line will be Polo God, last week's race winner. Can he get himself anywhere near pole position, possibly top 5? Going to cross the line now. Let's see where he puts himself, and he doesn't improve. So last week's race leader not going any quicker, and Jack doesn't go any quicker either. So it is FRA LMG on pole position, unless RXR Reese can stop him. Out of the final corner for the McLaren driver. Let's see where he can put himself. And it's across the line. It's second, I think.
Ooh,
So
let's wait for the timings. Yeah,
yes, it was
second.
second.
I was close at the end there. Looked quick. Had his car in all the right places. Nice and confident on the throttle. Braking, he might have been able to gain more time because I noticed into the braking zones, FRA LMG did look very quick, braking quite late. Obviously, he's using no assists as well, off from line. So I don't know if that maybe helps in the wet. Maybe not. I might be waffling, but yeah, still a good lap from.
It helps in the wet if you're good at it. If you're not good at
It's
it,
very
then it
vague.
doesn't help so much. Well,
Yeah.
if you take me, for example, I'm using the same assist as FRA LMG.
Yeah.
And he's about, he's doing around my times in the wet, so yeah. It helps if you're good at it.
Are you sure he's doing your times in the wet?
That was a bit of an exaggeration. But-
Yeah. 10 seconds of an exaggeration.
Well, I don't know, what's my fastest time in times? I think it's a 26, so he's about
Yeah, so
9 seconds.
yeah.
I don't know maths. Wait, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. It's 6 seconds. So he's only going
Yeah.
6 seconds slower than me in the wet.
Mm-hmm. This guy, I mean, the
Apologies,
guys in
I'm in
tier
set 8
1,
maths, so had to work that out.
they're so fast. These guys, it's unbelievable. I mean, obviously, they can be improving. You can always improve in your speed, but like these guys are just at the point where they can challenge people like TRL Limitless. I know FRA LMG's done that in some of his open lobbies.
Yep, so is TRT Immortal.
Yeah.
TRL Limitless actually said on stream, "This guy behind me is quick." So, and that was TRT Immortal, although it was Immortals F1 at the time. So, yeah, and I believe TRT Immortals on pad as well. So,
Imagine
yeah,
if he improves the
interesting.
wheel, like moves the wheel and then gets good on it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? I mean, I didn't manage it, so let's move away from how amazing I am at driving on a wheel and look at what tyres the grid have elected to start on, and why can't I go into... Oh, why can't I go off the onboard? Brilliant. Love to see that.
So
But I
if you
can't.
want, I can go through it. If you
Yeah.
can't see it. Alright, so on pole, FRI LMG on the mediums. So he's going to be looking to extend his stint past the guy in P2. RXR Reese on the softs. And then in P3 we have Jack on the mediums. P4, Corey Marshall, softs. Ferrari opting for alternate strategies between their drivers. Hoping to maybe pit at the right times for those tyres without stumbling over each other. Probably quite a good team call there. Same thing going on at Mercedes. Alfa Romeo though, both of their drivers are on the softs, so they're going to have to stagger their pit stops to ensure that they don't get cluttered up. 8th, Kagoda on the softs. 9th, TRT Sieg, mediums. TRT Immortal on the softs in 10th. And then I think from 11th down to 19th, there are only 4 drivers that are actually on the soft tyre there. The rest of them on the mediums, opting for that long first stint. Speedy Midget nearly... Sorry, not Speedy Midget. Who's Speedy Midget? FRA.
Don't know him.
Yeah. Nearly swipes it into the wall on his way to the grid. Starting first, of course, this man. I think it's his first pole this season, apart from maybe preseason.
Fair play. Well, we're not very far into the season, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not sure... I think it was Polo God last week, and then Bahrain... I think it was Jack, so... Yeah.
Yeah.
Will be the first pole of the year for Mercedes, because Sam Cole's been struggling in the first 3 rounds, so... Well, first 2 rounds.
I was expecting him to do a little bit better than where he is at the moment, but obviously P5 today, that's a big opportunity to get some good points for the team.
For sure, for sure. So we are waiting now for the final few drivers to make their way into their grid slot. I believe that is everyone in now. So we have got 5 lights. Nope, so they're not going to be going yet.
Just wait for this.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, bit of a timing glitch with Smurf.
Yep, so the... Okay, and it's lights out and away we go, and it is a good start from the Mercedes on pole. We got a... oh god, I don't know what I'm saying. But into the first couple of corners, FRA LMG leads them. Then we got the McLaren driver and the 2 Ferraris nearly squabbling as the Alpha Tauri glitched goes through my screen. As the 2 Ferraris are side by side out of the, well, I don't know what corner it is, and then the rest of the field comes through after that. The 2 Ferraris still side by side all the way down as we got an AlphaTauri off in the background, but they all file their way through. I think it's called Luffield, actually. I think I know that corner name. But, yep, so the 2 Ferraris have swapped positions because Corey Marshall is now up into 4th. Then we got Sam Cole, Kagoda and Polo God fighting it all the way down to Stowe. Nearly side by side, but Polo God smartly backing out of that one as TRTC nearly loses it through Cop's corner. But most of the drivers have got all the way through safely, apart from TRT Immortal, who has lost a front wing. It's a bit confusing because Dismurfan's AI is in the lead, but it is still FRA LMG who is actually in the lead as they make their way down to, what is it, Stowe, I think it is?
Yeah, that's Stowe.
That's it, I knew it. RXR Reese in second as he goes past the Alpha Tauri AI now to complete the first lap of the race. It's a bit confusing with that AI in there, but all
Yeah,
of the
so as
drivers
he comes
getting
onto
past it.
Comes onto the Lewis Hamilton straight, newly named, of course.
Kogoda and Sam
FRA,
Cole
LMG.
side by side into turn 1. Sorry to cut across you there, Adam. But yeah, and they're still side by side into the first braking zone of the lap. TRT Immortal is now retired, but they're still side by side. Kogoda and Sam Cole. Sam Cole just about hanging on there on the inside line, but now Kogoda is going to have a slipstream all the way down to Luffield. Let's see if he can do anything with it. On board with Kogoda now, and I think Sam Cole's using a little bit of his overtake there. But now GSR 8 out of nowhere has got past Kogoda. Kogoda runs a little bit wide. That could leave him vulnerable to the other Alfa Romeo driver who tries to go around the outside, but Kogoda's not giving it up with Polo God yet, as he's in the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo driver, and I think he's using a bit of overtake because he's gaining pretty rapidly, but it's not going to be enough on this occasion. And he's got to watch out for the other Alfa Romeo right behind him as well, because he could get in there at any point. But for now, they're holding station. Yeah, not a lot going on anywhere else, so we may as well stay with this as they all file their way through Maggots and Beckett's. No other calamities yet, so, well, hopefully never, but yeah, usually there is.
I've
so
also
anything you want to
noticed.
say, Adam?
I've also noticed the gap dropped quite drastically on that last lap between McLaren of RXR Reese and FRA LMG. It was 1 second at the start of the last lap, but now it's only 0.6 of a second. So my assumption here is that either FRA LMG is being conservative, or RXR Reese is having a go at the net race win here. Although he is on a different strategy, so things might change as the race unfolds.
TRT seed is off. Sorry to cut across you once again.
2-6-10.
But the yeah, two secs, Adam. As something has happened to the Racing Point driver, so not a great start for either Racing Point, to be honest, because Not Yao only in 15th, and Seed, who was running up there, is now down in plumb last position. But RXR Reese very close to our FRA LMG now, because the gap is only 0.3 of a second as they make their way through Maggots and Beckett's. It is FRA LMG from RX. I'm just going to call him Reese. That's easier. From Reese, from Corey Marshall, as Reese actually ran slightly wide there, but he's going to have DRS and overtake down the back straight. He's gaining on the Mercedes in front of him. He looks to the inside just to trying to scare FRA LMG a little bit there. It kind of did, actually, because LMG got a slight bit of oversteer mid-corner, but not enough for Reese to capitalise on it. But Reese has also got to watch out for the two Ferraris behind him, because they are very close indeed. Sam Cole's not too far away either. So, yeah, someone's already got a time penalty. That's Chungus Goat after crashing out in qualifying. It gets even worse in the race. So, right now it's Jack in P2 because he's keeping up with these leading soft tyre runners, apart from LNG, who's on mediums. But yeah, so Jack in net P2. So it's going to be good once these guys pit, as RXR Reese now goes down the inside of FRA LMG, and there's a little bit of contact. Reese runs wide, and he's just about going to hang on in there. Down, oh, I can't speak. But LMG has managed to hold it round the outside. Oh my God, they're going to go side by side into Cops. Side by side, the McLaren on the inside. LMG's not giving it up. He runs wide, but just about keeps it on the grey stuff. And he's going to lose position to RXR Reese. So it's the McLaren driver into the lead of the race. But FRA LMG should have his DRS, but both of them running onto the grass slightly there. LMG doesn't look too interested in... Actually, he is. He's using his overtake. But he's also got Corey Marshall right on his tail. He looks to the outside. Corey Marshall follows him. And he's run wide through Stove, so that's giving Corey Marshall an opportunity down the inside, possibly into the chicane, but he's not going to do it on this occasion. He sits behind for now, so they're holding station through the final sector of this lap. It is still RXR Reese who maintains the lead after taking it. Where was it? It was at Cops, wasn't it? So yeah, very daring move from the McLaren driver as FRA LMG locks up a little bit there, but doesn't cost him as much as I was expecting him to cost. And something's happened to Jack because he's lost position to Sam Cole. So I'm not sure what's happened there. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
I think it's just medium tyres. are now kind of under attack from the softs at this moment in time, because the softs have now warmed up and they're ready to go racing. They're out on the track, and as you can see, I mean, look at Corey Marshall. I mean, compare that to lap 1. Was he gaining that much? It just looks like the tyre difference. So we're going to have to see how the strategy does unfold during the later stages of the race, as bad if one opinion gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yep, so the softs right now in their prime operating window before they start to go off, and Jack has got even worse for the driver that was up there in, I believe, 4th, and he's going to drop all the way down to 7th, possibly down to 8th.
Yeah, he has end plate loss on his front wing.
Oh, that was... No, I think I saw it. I think he ran into the back of Corey Marshall into the chicane, and he has now come into the pit lane to change that front wing. So it's a disastrous start for one of the Ferrari drivers after making contact with his teammate, but we got side by side Kogoda and GSR-Aid into turn 1. Who's going to brake late? Well, not brake, because it's a flat out corner, but it's going to be GSR-Aid who maintains position for the time being. But here comes Kogoda back down the inside. GSR-Aid holds it round the outside, but now Kogoda's going to try and hold it round the outside. Happen on this occasion, tries to get a better exit out of the corner. He's using his overtake, so this could be an overtake for 6th place, but GSR-Aid moves across in a Mazepin style move, but it's not going to deter Kogoda in the Red Bull. He goes to the inside, but GSR-Aid, CEO of holding it round the outside, has managed to do it, and Chungus Goat has crashed out of the session. Could that be a safety car possibly? And it is.
That has come at
so
the
that is
perfect
going
time.
to save the Ferrari driver, and it's going to help
FRA
soft.
LMG is going to help him a lot. Do you know why? Because
Why?
the gap was dropping to like 1.5 tenths between these two in 2nd and 3rd. And as they were coming up the straight on their way into Cops, Corey Marshall was looking actually to line up the move on him through there, maybe. Because they were side by side like halfway down the straight. So that's really helped him out, although he does have a time penalty, so that's going to affect him later in the race.
Yep, so very, very early to be getting time penalties. Not what FRA LMG would have wanted, as they all make their way into the pits now. They've got to be careful not to run into each other, because we got about 4 or 5 cars, well, more than that, jeez. Literally half of the grid coming in to make a pit stop. The only drivers that stayed out, only 3 drivers. So, right, well, yeah, so
12
only
people
drivers that stayed out were FRT Rossi, Danny Esquete, and I believe it will be the guys at the back of the grid, well, right now, which is DeSmurfen. No, that's his AI. So it's also Jack is also coming into the pits. So Jack opting to not stick with those hard tyres, and I'm sure probably we could have seen a bit of a change for position in those in the pit lane, because with all those drivers, surely someone would have got held. But it is the top 3 right now: FRA, LMG, Danny Esquete, and FRT Rossi. The only drivers deciding to stay out. Well, apart from DeSmurfen's AI, very bold decision from his AI there to stay out.
Corey Marshall getting
What's
held
he
up, I
doing
think.
about?
Losing
Oh,
a couple
yes,
positions.
because he has dropped down the order very, very much. The Ferrari garage being only the 3rd one. I think, yeah, it will be the 3rd one. Wait, no, it will be 2nd, because Ferrari was 2nd in 2019. So, and that's how they determine the position of the garages. So, yeah, if you're at the front, then it's very easy to get held.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Mercedes are going to do when their drivers inevitably catch up to each other. There'll probably be a tactical team swap between the two, much like real life, I suppose. But going to be interesting how this safety car restart kind of unfolds, because you got the Smurfen. Oh no, sorry, he's the AI. You got the hard runners and you got the medium runners, and then you got the old medium runners. So it's going to be a real difference in pace based on the tyres. Hopefully we'll see some good battling.
Indeed, indeed. So, yeah. I thought I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say.
Have that effect on people.
Yeah. Well, I've completely lost what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say now. Sam Cole and FRA LMG do party up together, I believe. So it would be pretty easy for them to do a driver swap because they are in contact with each other. I'm not sure how many of the teams are actually in parties together.
Yeah.
Mercedes is the only one
I think Ferrari might be, but apart from that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's possible. And how has Smurfen's AI just made up a position?
No, he didn't make up a position. There was a illegal overtaking, accidental from V2X Combat there.
Oh, okay, I see. It's all getting very close. Oh dear! Oh, that's a spin for Not Yao F1. Well, actually, no. It
I
might
think
have been Seed.
I think there was like
Seed?
no. It was
Not
Not
Yao.
Yao. Yeah, I was actually
Not Yao is lagging all over the place.
V2X
And he's
Combat
left the
there.
session now.
V2X Combat was just driving, following the cars. Not Yao, maybe with a little bit of lag.
GSR-A's got 5-second time penalty there.
Ghosted and hit him, spinning him around slightly, losing quite a few positions. He's down in plumb last at the moment. Although
Yeah, he's disconnected. So
yeah,
if you could invite him back, please, co-commentator.
Co-commentator / inviter.
Exactly.
Wait, what's his name again?
Not Yao F1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So safety car. It could be in this lap. It depends if Jack catches up, which he will. Before the end of second 3, so it is in this lap. So we are going to be racing again very soon indeed. FRA LMG backing up the pack into the final sector, warming up those medium tyres, making sure they're nice and toasty for the restart. And it looks like he's already gone, and he has. Into the chicane they all go. It is FRA LMG from Danny Esquetit from FRT Rossi running up in 3rd place on his Tier 1 wheel debut. So well, I mean, that is because he stayed out, but we're not going to talk about that. We can just talk about how amazing FRT Rossi is.
Best driver
but yeah, not definitely. We've got Sam Cole and Kagoda going side by side into the first couple of corners. Sam wins out that one, so it's going to be the Mercedes driver staying in 6th place for now. As there must have been some kind of incident.
Ooh,
because there's a massive gap between like the first half of the grid and the second half.
Yeah.
That could have been to do with Smurfen's AI.
No, I'd probably put it down to that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But yeah. So not a whole lot happening on that restart. It was very well behaved by well, every driver that I saw at least. So very happy Jarv noises because doesn't like it when we're not clean.
RSR
here comes Kagoda again on Sam Cole. Sorry to cut across you there, Ted. As they go side by side into Stove, it's Sam Cole on the inside, lagging all over the place. Kagoda goes to the outside to try and get a better exit possibly. They're side by side into the final chicane of the lap. The Red Bull on the outside, Sam Cole on the inside. Kagoda tries to hold it all the way around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the final corner. That's an amazing camera angle. Not as they go side by side through the final corner and across the line. Are they going to remain side by side by the time they get to turn 1? Why would I want to see this camera angle? But it's Sam Cole in 6th place still. And we got Polo God all over the back of FRT Rossi as well. Reese is not that far up the road either, so FRT Rossi acting as a bit of a bus right now to try and well, I'm not sure. It's probably not intentional at all. But Polo God now pulls out from behind the slipstream of the Williams, and they're going to go side by side into Luffield. Polo God, I would imagine, is going to win that one out very easily indeed. But FRT Rossi tries to hold it round the outside. The GOAT himself, but not going to do it on this occasion. He runs wide out of Luffield as well. That's going to drop him down 2 more positions. So the driver that started this restart in 3rd position is now all the way down in 7th, because he's been passed now by the Red Bull and the Mercedes of Kagoda and Sam Cole. So
yeah, I don't know if you
those
saw it. I don't know
old
if
mediums clearly not working very well, and you can now speak, Ted.
I don't know if you saw it on the cameras. RXR down at Stowe probably made the best around the outside overtake I've seen in my life. Honestly, I was side by side on the way. Actually, no, I think he was behind on the way in. and he just sent it all the way around the outside, getting enough rotation to come back on the track with no extension of the track limits, all good, and just managed to get that move done. Probably tyre advantage helped, maybe, I'd say it like that. But still, nonetheless, an amazing move to watch.
Yep, I did not see that, and I didn't even know that Danny was in second, to be honest. I thought it was Reese in second. But now, oh, I remember now. So Danny was the one that stayed out. I was under the impression it was Reese for some reason, but it's a bit confusing because two McLarens in a very similar part of the track. But Reese on the mediums as Kokoda is now left, so Ted, if you could re-invite him. But yeah, those hards not quite at the pace of the older mediums at the moment, it seems. But Danny Esqueta is not too far off of FRA LMG, just about hanging on. Well, not quite in the second margin, but if he could stay in the DRS, and could see Danny possibly going for the lead of the race. But once the top two pit, it will be RXR Reese who gains the lead, and Polo got in second. They can go to the end on those hard tyres, and then someone like Sam Cole, Corey Marshall, I don't think they can make it to the end on the mediums. So
no, they'll have again for the soft tyre, maybe in the later stages of the race. Should provoke some battling between the soft tyre guys and the mediums, if that's the kind of action you want to see.
I would expect a lot of pit stops shaking up the order very soon then, as Kokoda's AR is getting absolutely swamped by all the drivers that are still driving. Jack hasn't made up much ground, to be honest. He's still in 14th. On the back of TRT Show, we got a bit of a train for what is that? I think it's it's 10th downwards, 10th all the way to 15th. No, 14th. Sorry. So it's about a 4-car battle for the final points-paying position. Yeah, these guys are very close together indeed. But yeah, TRT Seed, after dying in the first few laps on a comeback drive, he's on the inside of SV Tuck. Or Tack, I don't know how you say it. Some people say Tuck. I've always said Tack, so I don't know if I'm saying it wrong or not. I'll have to speak to him afterwards.
Appo's accent, maybe.
That could be it. But yeah, Tony also says it, but he's got the same accent as Appo, so it's weird calling him Appo. I don't ever call him Appo. I always call him Jarv. But, yeah, all of them staying in the same position for the time being as they make their way through Maggots and Beckett's. We'll go back up to the front of the field as Corey Marshall sizing up a move on FRT Rossi. Into Stove they go, and the Ferrari driver getting that done relatively easy. FRT Rossi's tyres clearly not... well, part of it is the tyres, part of it is probably Rossi, because he's not quite at the pace he was on controller. And he's going to have more troubles behind him as V2X Combat and GSR Aid are right on the back of the Williams driver as they make their way through the first couple of corners. But they're not really, well, they are corners, but they're very easy corners because they're completely flat out. But he's got big troubles right now because the two Ferrari-powered cars right behind him definitely going to be close enough to make a move, I would say, into Luffield. But Rossi has got the DRS of Corey Marshall ahead of him, so that's going to help him stay ahead for the time being, at least. And we've got really about 3 groups right now. We've got the leading groups. We got the leading group of Sam, Cole, well, all the kind of LMG, but more Danny. So the two McLarens getting close together, so we could possibly see some team orders between those guys. And then Polo God and Sam Cole on the back of those guys as well. And we got Corey Marshall. Yeah, that's the start of the second group, which is Corey Marshall, FRT Rossi, V2X Combat, GSR Aid. I believe that's it. And then we got the final group, which is Bad F1 Opinion, TLTC, Jack, and SV Tuck. And we got a position change between the two McLaren drivers, Danny and Reese, swapping positions. I didn't see it, so I'm not sure if that was orchestrated or not. But yeah, so it's Reese the leading McLaren driver now, trying to hunt down the Mercedes on very worn tyres ahead of him. So yeah, so we're now going to go down to Ted Kravitz. What do you want to say, Adam?
Oh, yeah, Ted Kravitz down pit wall. This isn't the Mercedes. This is the Mercedes pit window at the moment because guys who started on the mediums were looking to pit around lap 14, lap 15. onto the tyres,
Oh
as I think
no,
that's
Rossi's
FR2
stop.
Rossi spinning down to turn 1 there.
No.
That's really unlucky for
Oh.
him. SV Tax going past TRT Caesar, so I think they've had a battle as well. But yeah, the Mercedes of FRG by no means under massive pressure, because they put the pace down at the end of this stint and then pick it back up again straight away. He's still in the mix to win this race.
Yeah. So when LMG pits, he will be, assumed, by the time he does pit, well, we can't go on to fresh medium, so you'd have to choose between hards or softs. And to get to be able to make it to the end on the softs, he would have to go a fair way on those mediums. So we're about half distance. So yeah, how long does softs last around here?
Softs, I think, last about 8-9 laps. That's what I think it is.
So he would have to take those mediums for another couple of laps then.
Sorry,
if he
2
wants
secs.
to go onto the softs.
Uno reverse car, 2 secs. Jack pitting now because he had like half of his front wing just disappeared for some reason.
Oh dear.
Didn't see an incident.
Definitely not the
Horrible
race Jack
for
would have
him.
hoped for.
Yeah. Started P3 and down to 13th. It's not what you want to see.
Rossi's also coming to the pits after his spin. So I don't think he was damaged for Rossi. I think he's just come in.
Yeah. This is part of his pit window as well, though, so he's still on strategy.
Yeah. Just a strategy not really for any points at the moment. But hopefully we can have a safety car which would up the carnage. I mean racing. And get Jack and Rossi back in. Realistically, I don't think they'll score points from that far back. But back to the leading group, the leading gang. LMG still has a fair margin over RXR Reese behind him, just about keeping out of the DRS, which is probably good for him, because otherwise Reese, when he gets into that DRS, he will probably close quite a lot quicker. And it also means that the guys behind Reese will be getting ever closer as well. But luckily for Reese, he's got a rear gunner in the form of Danny Esgettit, his teammate, so he can repel Polo God and Sam Cole behind, or hopefully for Reese at least. But yeah, very clean racing between these guys.
I
So
found
that's
it quite interesting to see that Ross has actually, Rixie has actually just pitted for the Rixie has just pitted for the soft tyres, which maybe makes me think, can he take like 2 sets of softs maybe to the end? Probably overall upping his pace throughout the race, just or maybe he's going to try and stretch them 10 laps, maybe get him to the end. Just maybe a wise move from him on strategy there. Obviously, other drivers that pitted around him did go towards the medium tyre. Seed and
another pit stop for Rossi would really not help him. So, but yeah, battle for I believe it's 10th between these 3 cars, TRT Seacher, TRT Seed, and SV Tuck, the only non-TRT driver in this train of cars. But I don't think Seed will be close enough to Seacher on this occasion to make a move. And we got big changes. Danny Esgettit and FRA LMG come into the pits then to go on to what I would definitely assume is the soft tyres, and it is the soft tyres going on there to the Mercedes and to the McLaren. Yes, it is. So
someone we haven't mentioned this race is Bad F1 Opinion, the man in 7th at the moment. Bear in mind, you need to really bear in mind when we talk about him, because he has started this race in 15th place. And to have made this kind of gain of positions, I mean, I know we're reaching like halfway point in a race, maybe just over that, but the fact that he's in that place in the race, and he's already pitted for his last set of tyres, that's quite an achievement from him, I think.
It will probably elevate him even further when the medium runners ahead of him eventually come into the pits.
Yeah,
because don't think they'll make it to the end because they would have to do around 18 laps on those mediums.
Yeah,
It would be close, but I mean,
medium tyres would
it's
just
difficult
be
to
gone
say.
by the end of the race. There would be no grip left in them whatsoever. So yeah, they will have
Yeah.
to pit, and when they do, that's going to put them up quite a few places. So Badder, on opinion, I think after these guys pit, will be in 4th place on his last set of tyres. So this could really mix things up nicely.
Or we don't know what we're talking about, and the mediums can make it to the end. But yeah, only one way to find out. Me and Adam really gaining the knowledge here for the Tier 2 race tomorrow.
Knowledge.
Hopefully Adam doesn't kill me again. But
Yeah,
that would
sorry
because
about
that would
that,
definitely not help our relationship. But
No.
yeah, we're watching these guys and taking in the knowledge and
Learning,
information.
growing as racing drivers.
Exactly. So yeah, by the way, if you want to tune in tomorrow to Tier 2, much better than Tier 1. Really the BTEC Tier 1 drivers. What am I saying, BTEC? We're better than the Tier 1 drivers.
Not faster, better.
Just better. Just
Yeah.
better in general.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't want
Right
to say
now-
that to people too, because Sam Cole, owner.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Cole can't do too much. I mean, we can really say well, I can say what I want because I'm an admin. Because Sam
Freedom
can't
of
kick
thought.
me because Jarv, I've got the protection of ABS Jarv, so Sam cannot kick me. So I can really say what I want. I've also
Yeah, I
met
can't.
Sam in real life before, and he's like 4 foot. So what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I've also noticed recently over the last couple laps, Polygod really closing down on the back of Sam Cole now, down to 4/10 from I think about half a second a lap ago. So be prepared to see some action between them unless Sam Cole does pit, which would be coming up in the next couple laps. I think he might be pitting very soon, or he's stretching them as far as he
Well,
possibly
you will
can.
have to see. But I would imagine Polar God will be quicker if Sam Cole does end up staying out because those mediums will be going off, and they probably already are going off because bearing in mind the rate that Polar God is, well, not really catching, but keeping with him. But Sam Cole, well, actually no, I was gonna say Sam Cole has more ERS, assuming that he would have more than 5%, but he doesn't. He's actually got 2%. So neither of these drivers have got really any ERS to play with. Polar God having slightly more. So, but he's not really very close. So I don't think he'll be able to make a move on this occasion. So it will be Sam Cole remaining in that second position. But I mean, really, what you want to be doing in Sam Cole's position is hold up probably the guys behind and hope that FRA LMG can possibly catch back up. But LMG's still out of the points for now, so it'll be a very tall order for him to catch back to where he was. Maybe it would have been a better idea for him to pit during that first safety car because he would have maintained around second or third and track position over the guys that are currently leading. So, but yeah, it's a very difficult decision sometimes.
I know going into this race he told me that he wants to stick to the main strategy as much as possible because, I mean, he's obviously done test runs of it, he knows what the deg's like over time. Obviously we had that opportunity when you come to esports compared to real life racing where we can test before a race what a race is actually going to be like. He's still got to get a lot of positions before he gets even remotely close back to where he's going to be, and I think that is a huge order of him, especially in the last 6 laps of a race. So hopefully he can get back up into a good point scoring position, but if he doesn't, it's not going to be his driving fault, any fault with his driving. He's driven great, it's just got unlucky with the safety car and strategy.
Agreed. Very unfortunate that LMG probably won't be able to make up the ground again unless we get a safety car. But Bad Upon Opinion and TRT Seed into Stove Corner they go, side by side. The Racing Point and the Williams, nothing between them. TRT Seed looks to the inside, but he's now got to watch out for TRT Sisha right behind him, who's got the inside line on him, but not quite able to hold it. As I've gone into full commentator mode in the space of about half a second. But yeah, the battle of the TRT drivers and Tuck and Bad F1 Opinion. Bad F1 Opinion currently leading them as Sam Cole gets a time penalty. And it's very confusing actually because Not Yal's AI is in there as well. Got TRT Siege going down the inside of Bad F1 Opinion. Nearly loses the car. A little bit ghosting there, but he's going to have DRS on the Williams driver ahead of him. Can he gain enough down into Luffield? No, he can't on this occasion. They're going to hold station for now and probably try and get Bad F1 Opinion on the back straight. I think it's called the hanger straight. Big brain from me. But Bad F1 Opinion getting actually quite a poor exit out there, so this could see go for it into Cops. Will he be brave enough? He is! He's trying to go all the way around the outside of the Williams driver. This is going to be very, very close, and he has! He's actually done it! TRT Seed, the GOAT! And now TRT Sisha is having a go at Bad F1 Opinion as well. They're going to be side by side. TRT Sisha not going to be able to get past the Williams driver on this occasion, but Bad F1 Opinion has won quite wide out of the exit of, I think it's called Beckett's. Well, it's not going to quite lose him a position to TRT Sisha because he's got pretty much GS. But out of nowhere, TRT Sisha goes down the inside of Bad F1 Opinion. He's very lucky not to get damage out of that. But they're side by side through the final corner. We could see a Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, but not on this occasion. We're not, so that's good. But through the first couple of corners they go. It's going to be a lot of dirty air for TRT Sisha through there, so it's going to be probably very difficult to make a move, but he's going to have DRS down the first straight of the lap, and now he's gone for it out of nowhere and spun, and that was, yeah, TRT Sisha was being extremely aggressive there, but now Bad F1 Opinion has got to watch out for someone else. It doesn't end for Bad F1 Opinion to SV Tack going down the inside in the Renault. If I was usually with Tony, I would make fun of Tony saying that his drivers aren't doing very well right now, but they're still side by side and something's happened. Is that FRA LMG? It is! Yeah. FRA LMG has had some kind of issue. Was it with TRT Sisha, I wonder? Yeah. You made a noise, Ted, so I would assume you saw what happened. What did happen?
So obviously you got the end of the Wellington straight there, contact on the entry into the corner between them. TRT Sisha maybe turning in slightly. I'm not sure what happened, so I'm not going to make any accusations between them. They'll both have clips, and I'll take it to the stewards. All be handled very professionally. But yeah, FRA LMG spun slightly askew. Obviously losing him quite a lot of time. I thought he might have been able to hold it, but then it came to the exit and no, it's very unlucky for him. Obviously he has to pit.
TRT Sisha being extremely aggressive, and LMG is retired from the race, which is unfortunate. It's not the first time he's been leading the race this season and ended up scoring nothing. I believe the same thing happened. Bahrain. Myself and Mr. Tony Sun were commentating that day, and a safety car ruined his race that time, but this time it's no safety car. It is TRT Sisha who probably ruined that one. Well, assuming that it was his fault.
Well, it's a bit both, really, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
I mean, because of the safety car is on the wrong strategy, and then obviously the added pain. That's the only way I can really put it.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. But TRT Sisha was looking extremely aggressive in these last few laps, and it ended up costing him, and it could cost him more if he gets a time penalty after the races. Jack gets a 10-second time penalty. What's Jack been up to that's caused that to happen? It looks like he's, Jack is killing himself by the looks of it. He's not going to make the barriers, so he's not going to be destroying his car just yet, and I think he knows it would probably be a penalty if he did, if it caused a safety car, although we are in the final 2 laps of the race, so I don't think it's I think it's too late for a safety car now. But yep, 2 of the big contenders, FRA LMG and Jack, both having awful races in the end, and neither of them are going to score points, unfortunately for them.
Absolute heartbreak for both of them. I mean, neither of them massively, I don't think, was their fault. Things out of your control. You just got to look back as a racer, look back at simulations. I say simulations playing on a video game. And understand maybe, oh yeah, I should have left a little bit more room. I should have pitted under the safety car. You grow from these experiences. You don't look back on them and think, oh, I'm such an idiot. You think, what can do next time?
Yeah, an example of that is probably Tier 2 China. This Mercedes dive bombed me out of nowhere. He can probably
Absolute
learn
idiot.
from that. But
Yeah, just needed to break in
stupid
the
guy
right place.
that was.
Yeah.
Exactly. You grow from the
Or
experiences.
just remember to break.
Yeah, that's what we. Yeah, I mean, remembering to brake is always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
No matter what you're driving, no matter if it's in a game like this or in real life, Formula One or even the road. You don't choose to brake, it will probably not end well. We got a trio of cars fighting for 4th place. GSR 8F1, Corey Marshall and V2X Combat. But Corey Marshall will probably get it on time penalties, I would imagine, because Aid's got 8 seconds and Combat's got 3 seconds. But I think Aid would probably be able to get 5 seconds removed, because I mean usually 5 seconds get removed in races, because 9 times out of 10 it's not your fault, unless it's a speeding in pit lane. In that case, it is definitely your fault. So, well, unless you got hit, but that's usually never happens. So,
speeding in pit lane penalties. I went 1 mile an hour over the limit in an F2 race, and it cost me the win.
Yeah, it's very harsh, this game, with those kind of penalties, and probably unrealistically harsh, because I think in real life, if you just slow down enough, even if you're not quite under the limit at the line, if you slow down more right afterwards, it's okay. But in this game, if you are slightly over, then that's game over.
I mean, what you're talking about right now is exactly what happened to Lewis Hamilton in the British Grand Prix. He went too fast over the line, had to slow down slightly. No penalty was given, and yeah, that's what it should be, really. But obviously, in a game, you can't really implement that very easily.
Yeah, because once you cross the pit line, you do have no control over your car, as I'm sure everyone watching this stream would know. Because I wouldn't imagine anyone that doesn't play this game would be watching this. So, yeah, the only control you do have is at the pit. Oh yeah, I remember that. You were. Well, that was probably the first incident of where I hated you.
Ooh, that's a bit strong.
Yeah. Well, it will probably come off as a bit strong, but yeah. I mean that one wasn't too bad, because it kind of, I kind of got clowned more in the end because I misread what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it wasn't just me. Other people saw it as well.
Yeah.
One of them is in this race, Bad F1 Opinion. He still hates you.
Yeah, there's a funny story about that. I mean, funny from my side of things.
Well, tell the story, Ted.
Ted's story time. Ted's notebook. I don't know what it's called.
Hold on.
Basically.
Wait, hold it. We've got three cars going into the final lap. I didn't even know. But V2X Combat's Corey Marshall and GSR Aid all fighting it out for position into the final few corners of the lap. RXR Reese going to get the win from Polo God, from Sam Cole. But these three are fighting it out to the line. There's damage for one of them. I didn't see who, but it's going to be Corey Marshall from V2X Combat, from GSR Aid. And now you can tell your story.
Okay, so I accidentally joined a league race. That he was realised it was a league race. And then when I was told it was a league race, I retired from the session. So I retired, I think, just for kill, and I'd set my car to go to the pits. But what it did was it kept going. And then he was coming through the final corner, so he had to like dodge me. Obviously, the blame for that. Probably should have gone into the pits before retiring, but obviously it's understandable.
Yeah. So, Bad Upon Opinion still has a confirmed hatred for you, and probably up until this race so did I, but I kind of hate you a little bit less now. So all well that ends well. So
yeah, I think it was quite good commentating actually.
Say again.
I think it was quite good commentating overall actually. I mean, from the both of us.
Yeah, mainly me. But yeah.
No, the collaboration.
You helped.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're probably not going to sound very great on the Twitch because like there's some glitch with it where the person that's not streaming gets like
Yeah.
their audio completely scuffed. So yeah, it's annoying. But no way around it unless it's been fixed now because I know Twitch has had an update on Xbox. Because when I was signing in, it all looked very different. So have to see if that's fixed or not. The drivers make their way onto the podium then. He wasn't
Looks
the
like
one
Reese was
RXL
taking a
Reese.
selfie.
Yes, he was. So
Pretty sick.
clearly balling with the what are they called in this game? The credits or to buy that emote. So
Pitcoin.
I think
Pitcoin,
I've got like 15,000. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
I've got loads of them. Oh, I got loads of them because I pre-ordered.
Yeah,
So,
same.
yeah.
Strike edition.
Yeah, that's it. If Codemasters to give us those, I mean, I doubt EA will do the same.
No.
Uh,
EA will take more of your money.
Clear. No chance of them giving us anything for free.
Yeah. Good
But
old
yeah,
Codemasters.
exactly. But I mean, Codemasters no longer do F1, sadly. I don't know what the reason was.
I think it's maybe just the stress from COVID-19. I've screenshotted the race order, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was scrolling through just so it would.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Notable drives
I-
from V2 and
Mhm.
Bad F1 Pinion now. 14th, 5th and 7th. Good drives from them. Obviously, RXR Reese does take the win there. Big achievement from him, starting second on the grid. Kind of making up places, making up time out of other fortune, one might. But
Yeah.
that was a pretty decent race.
Mhm, I agree. Do we have to do interviews?
Do you like it?
I would say invite people so you can do interviews or something like that.
Oh,
Haven't received anything yet.
there's already a ticket. Caesar turns in.
These drivers do waste no time. We're both. Well, I don't think I've ever actually contributed to a stewarding situation in my entire career as a steward. So. Oh no, that's Jarv said how fucking I can't say that word. How hard is it to invite disconnected drivers?
I did invite them.
Yeah, I thought you did. Tony Sun actually came to you. Well, would say but it's more your defense. He said you don't understand how focused people are when commentating. It's not that easy. So big
Where
up
did he
Tony
say that?
Sun. 704.
Oh, okay. Because I'm going to reply
Well.
to it.
In the commentator chat, I said the co-coms need Sam Cole. Nah. I commentated with Sam once. It was at this track. I kicked him on lap 1, and when he joined back, his audio wouldn't include. So I basically fun. I mean, also we've already got 2 tickets opened. Are we inviting people? I don't know if we are. To be honest, I don't
Yeah,
think we are.
probably.
Oh, alright. Who won? It was Reese, wasn't it?
It was
He's already left the lobby.
Reese Pollygod, Sam Cole.
Was it
Cam
Sam?
Solo.
Sam. Was Sam. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, Sam.
interesting. That means I have to speak to Sam Cole. Ugh. I haven't
Yeah,
had
fuck
it. So I
Sam
can
Cole.
invite
All my homies say Sam Cole.
Bro, did you just say the F word on stream?
No.
Sam's already gone on to Rocket League, so he's wasting no time.
About 25, that's good.
Who was the Reese? I don't have him added, so
Alright,
I don't
have
have
it
it either.
I'll invite him. A sec.
Right. Well, I'll start with the Rocket League kid.
Hey,
Sam
I'm
Cole.
playing with say ladies gang. So hello, Christian.
Well, it's been a disastrous season for you so far. There's no doubt about it. You've been
Yeah.
you've been pretty awful in the first couple of races.
Christian.
Pretty
Christian Butler.
pretty awful. Shut us for you to speak. Pretty awful qualifying performances. Pretty awful race
Today was
performances
actually
as
all
well.
good, all round
But
good.
you've bounced back here at Silverstone, the
Wow.
track where I famously
Home
kicked you
race.
from the commentary box,
Oh, yeah,
and you've come
that was
home
quite
third place. Could you talk to me about that race and probably how bad you were doing up until everyone pitted and crashed and all that?
right, you know. I didn't have a great start. I nearly lost DRS to and then Kagoda was. That's the wrong. Oh no, like Kagoda was right in my
Kagoda
for the first
2021.
few laps. And then luckily a safety car came out. It ruined Lewis's race, but thank God for unluckily for him it ruined his race, but fortunately for me, it perfect time trying to get the undercut. Restart, got another rubbish restart. Kagoda was up my ass again.
Whoa! Swearing on stream?
Okay, sorry.
Owner demote?
Oh, so yeah, he was on my ass again on the restart, and then luckily I pulled him, and then no, he disconnected. And then
Yeah.
Danny Lewis pitted. It was just me, Reese, and Polo. I had Polo. I made a move in Polo 10 laps from the end ish. Then I made a mistake. 2, I think. Then later that lap, I was looking at Snapchat, and I got a snap, and then I got a corner.
Obviously capped
And-
because we know that no one would talk to Sam Cole on Snapchat. So
I actually have
yeah,
quite a
clearly
fast
a
Snap,
racing
thank you
driver
very much.
excuse. Yeah, whatever, Sam Cole.
Well,
That was
And
your
then
third place
Cole
driver,
got
Sam
past me
Cole,
again,
but
and
okay,
then
still
just-
talking.
kept his DRS because I wasn't going to lose third. So yeah, all round good race.
Thank you, Sam Cole, and
No
yeah,
problem.
so your first decent result of the season.
Yeah.
You've been awful all season.
Back to the roasting.
You're finally
up.
doing well. But anyways, you can go away now, Sam Cole. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Oh.
We're gonna move on to Low God. The
I thought you spoke to him.
No, you haven't.
no, I didn't.
No, you
I haven't
haven't.
spoken to him. Shut up, Sam Cole. I'm gonna remove you from the party. Get out.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye, Sam Cole.
Bye everyone. Love you all.
You actually removed him.
I did. But yeah. Moving on to our second place driver, who is laughing quite hard right now. I'm very
Oh,
funny. I
I'm
make
not.
people laugh.
I'm not the only one laughing.
Yeah.
Anyway, good race from
Well-
you there, definitely.
I
Is it
said
so
last week, Polo, I would talk to you next week, and you were like, well, yeah, if I come on the podium, and I said you will, and you have. So I'm talking to you again.
Yes.
That's nice.
I mean, I wasn't expecting a podium after the dreadful start I had, but I guess that really saved me. I'm on the Hearts, and my race engineer, who's still hysterically laughing from the Sam Cole interview, told me that someone called me an idiot in chat for going on the Hearts.
Wow.
I think it was Nathan.
Kick Nathan.
Oh well, don't worry about that. Nathan's an idiot.
Yeah. I think it's all about damage limitation, and then once I went on the and Sam Cole got my DRS, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna let him through and stay in his DRS, which I did reasonably okay until he made that mistake and went past. And by then Reese had a good gap, so I was just like, just keep the P2. Reese still a good race though. Pretty solid win on his debut. Taking the lead of the championship now. I guess we just move on from there, I guess.
Very, very solid race for you. I have a couple of questions. Who is your race engineer?
Oh, who is my race engineer? Say hi, Shannon. Hello? You still there? For fuck's sake. She left after the sound call interview.
So bad.
I'm gonna kill
That's
her.
a race engineer, to be honest.
She didn't call out all the penalties that were coming out, to be fair, so oh.
Who is she then? Is she your girl?
No. No.
Oh,
She has
Oh.
another fella. She has another fella.
oh.
Anyway.
Does engineering for another guy?
Oh,
Whoa,
God,
right
Steven,
on.
this uphill.
Discuss another. We speak after this. Questions.
Are you American or
Irish. I'm neither.
You're not Irish.
American.
No, he is Irish.
Yes, I don't. I am.
Sound Irish at all? You're
Oh,
Stroll.
that's the whole joke. The whole joke is that I don't sound Irish, so I made my nationality American because people say I sound American, and
You
also
sound Irish.
I don't know.
Doesn't at all. He sounds like a BTEC Lance Stroll.
Peter Stroll from Ireland. That's what it sounds like.
Irish Lance Stroll, I guess.
Yeah. He's got like the exact same kind of voice. But I mean, anyway, moving on. Well done, Polo Gods, and I better be speaking to you next week.
Yeah,
Otherwise there's
hopefully.
going to be consequences.
What is the
I'm
joke
gonna
next week?
tell Shannon's other guy that she's race
Oh
engineering.
he's back.
for-
Oh, wait, she's back. Hello.
Well, hello,
Yeah,
Shannon.
Shannon,
You're
say
going
hi.
live.
She's
Say
been
hi
featured
to-
on the
Say
stream.
hi to the commentators. You're still not
Damn,
talking.
That's so bad, man.
So
And that she's race guy. But
say hi.
No,
Say
she's
hi to
race
the
engineering some other
commentators.
guy and then being rude to the comments.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
It's so
yeah,
I'm in this other guy's
you're
app.
like- Of course, your internet. As soon as I said hi to the commentators, say hi.
Hi.
There we go.
Good. We got a feature from Polo God's race engineer.
A woman in ABS?
Badly.
We
Oh, yeah,
don't
she's-
accept women.
But she is in the.
Tell her to
server,
go
by
back to the
way.
kitchen.
No.
Wait, what is she?
No.
Oh my god.
They just said
Get her to
sorry.
make you a
Yeah, I should tell her
sandwich,
to go
boy.
back to the kitchen.
He actually said it. No.
She's angry now.
Oh
Angry.
damn.
She's gonna spam the ABS chat.
Yes. Go
Not
spam
if
the
I end
ABS
the stream.
screenshot, Shannon. Go on.
Like a Lance Stroll as well.
She's just been constantly laughing.
Okay, do you want to go
Lance
through the
Stroll
race
doesn't
order or
laugh that
something?
often, so. I mean, we've got a bit off topic now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've gone
I
on
don't know
to
what the race
interviewing
order is.
drivers.
I do
race
have a
engineer.
screenshot of the race order in my hands actually. On,
We'll
on
read
my
it
phone.
out, Jet Belly.
Alright, so the winner, RXR Reese, we all know that. Second, Sam Cole. Third, Polygod. Oh no, sorry, I got a bit mixed up there.
Stupid boy.
Fourth, Corey Marshall. Fifth, V2X Combat, coming from 14th on the grid. Medium hard strategy for him. Obviously worked out quite nicely, pitting in the first safety car. Gaining quite a few positions there. Sixth, GSR 8F1, after being kicked from the first lobby.
I don't remember that.
Seventh, bad F1 opinion in the Williams. Started
He
50th.
hates you.
Good drive from him. TRT in 8th. SV TAC X. I don't know how to pronounce
Just
his
say
last name.
tack.
TAC. In 9th. Danny Skettit 10th. TRT Caesar 11th. FRT Rooksy. Kogoda. And in 14th, I think he disconnected. Yeah, he disconnected the Smurfen. I'm just getting onto the second one now. Give me a second. Okay. 15th, not Jarl. 16th, Jack, after qualifying P3. Yo, he made 6 pit stops during that race.
Jeez.
17th, FRA LMG. 18th, Chungus. 19th, TRT. That's it.
Thank you for professionally reading that out.
Yeah.
I think that's a suitable point to end. So, thank you to everyone that's watched the stream. I mean, we've still got 7 people, and there was like 10 people when Shannon was actually speaking. So, obviously we're entertaining to a certain degree. But this will be all from my. She's still there.
Obviously disagrees
He's
that we're
saying no because I
entertaining.
mentioned that I mentioned the fact that you said that you assumed that she was my girlfriend. She started having a full blown panic attack
Oh.
over it.
I mean, if I had the choice between another guy and Polo God, I would choose Polo God any day of the week.
Probably
So,
faster too.
I don't know what she's doing with this other guy.
Oh no, we don't talk about that.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
let's end the stream.
Yeah, we've gone on
before
for
things get
far
out
too
of
long
hand.
now.
We've gone too
But
far.
this is
We've gone too
it
far.
from me, Adam, Polo God, and Polo God's girlfriend.
Oh,
We will see you next week, definitely with Polo God in the commentary box.